let's talk about something that almost no one tells you when you start taking magnesium. It can take way longer to fix a magnesium deficiency than you might think. Even if you're doing everything right, using the best supplements and taking a solid dose, full recovery, especially at the cellular level, can take months or even longer. And there is a good reason for that, which I will get to in a second. Because fixing a deficiency is so important, at the end of the video, I will also show you how to speed up the process. First off, magnesium deficiency is incredibly common. It's one of the top nutrient deficiencies in modern diets. Thanks to processed food, stress, alcohol, or intense training, most people don't hit their daily needs. The RDA is about 400 to 420 milligrams for men and 310 to 320 milligrams for women. But most people fall short, especially athletes, older people, and anyone with high stress levels. And when you don't have enough magnesium, it can show up in all sorts of ways. You might get muscle cramps, sleep issues, headaches, fatigue, anxiety, high blood pressure, or blood sugar problems. Magnesium is involved in over 300 different enzyme reactions, including those responsible for energy production, muscle relaxation, nerve conduction, and even DNA repair. So yeah, it's definitely a big deal. Now, let's say you figured out you're deficient in it, or at least borderline low, and you start supplementing it. You'd expect to feel better right away, right? And sometimes you do, but full magnesium replenishment, that's a whole different story. Because here's the thing, magnesium isn't just floating around in your blood. In fact, less than 1% of your body's magnesium is in your bloodstream at any given time. The rest is stored deep in your tissues, like muscles, organs, and especially your bones. So just because your blood levels go up quickly after taking a supplement, that doesn't mean the job's done. You still have to refill all those hidden magnesium storage sites that were slowly drained over the last few years or sometimes over the last decades. To help you understand this better, here's a rough breakdown of where magnesium hangs out in your body. The bones have around 60%, muscles around 20%, other soft tissue and organs 19%, and like I said before, the blood serum only has around 1%. And these tissues don't all give up or accept magnesium at the same speed. The body is pretty smart, so it pulls magnesium from the fastest and most accessible places first when your blood levels drop. But when it comes to putting it back in, especially after a deficiency, it does that in stages as well. We can actually rank different tissues by their magnesium turnover speed, so how quickly it moves from the bloodstream into the tissue and vice versa. Here's a list of how quickly the different magnesium stores give up and absorb magnesium. In first place is obviously blood and extracellular fluid. This has a very fast turnover that can change within hours or days. The problem is that it's tiny in quantity, so not useful for storing much magnesium. Next will be your muscle tissue and soft organs like your liver. This has a moderate turnover speed, so there can be changes noticeable in days to a few weeks. This is where you will often feel the fastest improvements, so less soreness, fewer cramps, and better sleep. Then comes surface bone stores. This is slightly exchangeable magnesium, but it's still slower, so we're talking weeks to months. This acts as a medium-term buffer because it slowly gives up or accepts magnesium. And lastly, we have the deep bone matrix. This is called non-exchangeable magnesium, and it's not entirely non-exchangeable, but very slow. So half-life here is estimated to be around 1,000 days. That means it takes years to fully replenish these deep stores. So when people ask, how long does it take to fix magnesium deficiency? The honest answer is it depends on what target organ or tissue you are talking about. Blood levels can normalize very quickly in a few days. Muscles and soft tissue could take a few weeks to months, and bones and deep storage can take years to fully recover. By the way, this is also the reason I prefer hair analysis over magnesium blood tests, which really only measure what is floating around at that very moment and aren't representative of tissue levels. I will link the hair analysis that I use to track my nutrient status in the description if you're interested. It's one of the best investments I ever made for my health. Okay, let's now talk about how to speed up the magnesium uptake of your tissues. First, there are a few things you want to avoid. These are the things that deplete magnesium like crazy. For example, chronic stress, since it increases magnesium loss through your urine. Next, we have cofactor deficiencies, because certain vitamins and minerals help magnesium get into the cell and stay there. The most important include vitamin B6, which supports magnesium retention and ATP function, potassium, which works with magnesium inside the cells, and boron, which also supports magnesium retention and its balance with calcium. Also keep in mind that certain toxic metals can compete with magnesium for binding sites and tissues. And this goes especially for aluminum. That means if your body is loaded with aluminum, magnesium has a harder time getting into the places it's needed. Detoxifying those metals can help improve magnesium absorption. And lastly, you want to avoid the overuse of certain supplements that deplete magnesium directly. For example, taking too much vitamin D or calcium without magnesium can actually worsen a deficiency. Both of these nutrients increase magnesium requirements, and taking too much can use it up faster than you can replenish it. In terms of what you can do to proactively speed up magnesium recovery, here are some smart tips. Split your dose into 2 to 3 smaller servings throughout the day. This helps avoid spikes in blood levels that get wasted in urine. You can also use different forms of magnesium. For example, glycinate is great for sleep, malate is good for energy, or oxide for a slow and steady release if you tolerate it. I talk about why magnesium oxide is way better than its reputation in a different video, by the way. Then, of course, you want to support with the cofactors we just talked about, and optionally, you can also include topical magnesium like sprays or foot soaks. This will bypass digestion and help especially if you have absorption problems. I also talk about this in more detail in a different video. Many people still believe that topical magnesium is useless when it's actually a great addition for anyone who has problems getting their levels up. Let me now give you a symptom timeline. So in terms of what to expect, here's a realistic outlook of how your body will replenish magnesium and in what order, and how this will affect your symptoms. So in days 1 to 7, your blood levels will obviously rise, and you could notice a slight improvement in energy and sleep quality. Next, we're talking about weeks, so week 2 to week 6, you can see muscle cramp reduction and a slight mood improvement. Next, we're talking about months, and up until month 6, you will see deeper tissue repair and better stress resilience. And from then on until around month 24, your bones and deep organ stores will slowly refill. The symptoms associated with this will obviously depend on the organ. To wrap up this video, let me say again that magnesium deficiency isn't something that you fix overnight. You can start to feel better pretty quickly, especially if you are very deficient. But don't mistake this short-term boost for full recovery. If you want your muscles, brain, heart, and bones to really be magnesium sufficient, you have to stick with it for the long haul. So if you've been taking magnesium for a few weeks and you're not feeling 100% yet, don't worry. That doesn't mean it's not working. It means your body is slowly refilling the tanks, starting with the places that need it the most. Also, if you're taking magnesium for your energy issues, make sure to check out my chronic fatigue recovery program. It will help you if you're looking for a step-by-step system to get started and avoid the most common mistakes that I see beginners make all the time. For more info, just open the description or check the pinned comment.